Hello, my name's Andy. Thanks for joining me for this flip preaching video. And we're going to have a look at another brilliant passage from the book of Mark. Now, recently I've been doing some of the stewarding at the art exhibition at the cathedral, and I took the opportunity to do some paintings. And I did this one the other day. There was a brilliant painting. If you went to the exhibition at the cathedral, you'd have probably been struck by this one. One of the most popular ones there is by Maggie Hambling, a picture of Jesus walking on the water and calming the storm. And I was inspired to do my own sort of quick version of it. So there we go. This is the calming of the storm, which is the passage for this Sunday. And I thought it would be interesting to see what it would look like from above. So this is meant to represent a stormy Sea of Galilee with the little boat there, with Jesus somewhere in the middle of it, and the peace, the calm is kind of radiating outwards. When I was a teacher of science, I wasn't allowed to do biology very often, because I don't know much about biology. I'm very keen, but not very good. But I used to love teaching about microbiology with bacteria and things with agar plates, and I remember one experiment where you cover one of these agar plates with this bacteria, and it grows and goes all sorts of funny furry colours. But if you put a little disc with an antibiotic in it, then you get this patch where it just kind of radiates out this healing, and the bacteria don't form in that area. So it's meant to look a little bit like that. I wonder if that's what you'd see if you had an aerial view that day of the calming of the storm. But the thing I want to talk about in this video is that it struck me that 3 of the paintings that I've done quite recently this year all have the same one consistent thing in common. They all involve Jesus telling different things to be still. So back early in the year, I can't remember where it was, I did this picture, and this was a time when Jesus went, his first time in the synagogue, when he first went into the synagogue, so the equivalent of the church, and his first time proclaiming the good news in God's house. And it says that a demon-possessed man started ranting and raving and convulsing, represented by this chaos, and Jesus told the demon to be quiet and to come out, and there was calm. So Jesus met with evil in the synagogue. Second picture, which is the one for this month. Again, Jesus goes back to the synagogue, possibly the same one, and he heals a man with a withered hand on the Sabbath. And the religious leaders of the day were furious because they thought he was breaking what the Sabbath was all about. They thought he was breaking the idea of a rest day by doing work. But Jesus told them, he challenged them, and the passage says that they were silent. But they were silent. They were silenced by Jesus. So Jesus tells demons to be silent. He silences people who are thinking that, who are not able to see God's goodness pouring out in the world. And then this one, Jesus tells the storm to be silent, as if it's a living creature that can hear. And you know what? It does. So what this is, I think, showing is that there's this consistent thing that Jesus comes up against opposition, which in Mark is very much described as being a demonic opposition. So demons are fighting against the goodness that Jesus is bringing. He gets this pushback, whether that involves people ranting and raving at him, whether that involves religious leaders resisting him, whether that involves a storm in a lake. The lakes, by the way, bodies of water back in those days were where the demons were thought to live. People thought that the demons lived in the seas. So this is kind of like the evil rearing up to try and oppose Jesus. The thing is, Jesus in his boat at this point was travelling across the Sea of Galilee. which is really a huge lake, but it's called the Sea of Galilee, to the other side where the message of God hadn't yet been. Jesus was taking the message to a new place, and that's when he faced this opposition. In the book of Mark, he does this, I think it's, twice he does this. Every time he crosses to the other side, he meets a storm which he has to calm. When he comes back, he doesn't meet it. So I just wanted to bring up this idea that sometimes, particularly when we're doing things which are new for God, we get a pushback, we get opposition, we get resistance. Now, some of that will be just natural, people not wanting to change, people wanting to hang on with what they're familiar with, and that's all normal and expected. But certainly in the book of Mark, there's this understanding that sometimes the pushback has got a much more sinister, evil cause. There's an enemy who wants to stop things changing for better. And when we're faced with that, in Jesus' name, we say, be still, be quiet, and the sea will be calm too. Okay, it's quite a heavy topic there, but I hope that's useful, I hope that's made sense. Look forward to seeing you soon. Thank you, bye-bye.